color today is going to be Linkin Park at Midnight. The last color I did in the last video was Linkin Park After Dark. In this collection, I believe it was the Chicago collection, there were two Linkin Park colors, and this one is the second of the two. I feel like it's the less famous of the two, and it is very similar, but this one has a little bit of a shimmer in it. You can see it covers pretty well in one coat. It's that same really vampy, plummy blackened base, but it has a little bit of shimmer running through it. This one I actually purchased because Blair, Juicy Star 07, said she actually liked it more than she liked Linkin Park After Dark versus her sister Elle really like lived for Linkin Park After Dark. So that's a little story as to why I purchased it, but that's the first coat of Linkin Park at Midnight. I'm going to go in now with the second coat of Linkin Park at Midnight, and this gets the color Fully Opaque. I feel like you're not going to be able to see the shimmer in this angle, but I promise it's there. You'll see it when I hold it up to swatch, but as like a full swatch. But it's a really easy to work with formula. It is very pretty, and it does hold up on its own, you know, against Linkin Park After Dark. For those of you that prefer just a little bit of shimmer in your vampy dark colors, I think you guys will like this. So this is two coats of Linkin Park at Midnight. I am going to destash this one because I wear Linkin Park After Dark more, and the differences between the two colors, at least shade-wise, are not enough for me to keep them. So I am going to destash this one. So this is called Visions of Sugarplum. I believe this was from the 2009 holiday collection as well, which was the same collection as Smitten with Mittens and Shimmery Chic. And this is an inky purple with a glass fleck shimmer running through it. It's got a little bit more of a warmer toned purple base to it than let's say like OPI ink, which was a little bit more blue. You can see it actually covers pretty well in one coat, but I am going to do multiple coats because it's not quite opaque yet. I'm going to go in now with the second coat of Visions of Sugarplum. For some reason that's really hard for me to say. This covers completely in two coats, and the shimmer comes out much more twinkly as well. You can see that the color does deepen up a little bit, but otherwise very easy nail polish to work with as well. So this polish I am going to keep just to compare to some Zoya polishes and some of the other OPI glass flecks that I have, just because I want to weed them out kind of fairly, if that makes any sense. I just want to make sure that I keep the ones that have the best quality and work the best for me before I start destashing these polishes. So that's why I've actually kept a lot, like for now, kept a lot of these glass flecks, because I want to see them all together as a category versus destash them by color. So this color is called Merry Midnight. This was also from that same collection, the 2009 holiday collection. This is a plummy purple base with a bunch of flakies in it. I think this was the first flaky nail polish that I ever purchased. I, again, remember seeing the swatches on Scrangy and thinking, I have to have it because she's freaking out about the fact that there's flakies in it, and I have never had a flaky, and I just thought it was like the coolest polish. You can see in one coat it is fairly sheer, but there's a lot of sparkle in there, and there's actually quite a lot of flake pickup in there. So that's the first coat of Merry Midnight. I'm going to go in now with the second coat of Merry Midnight. This has a flake as well as like a silver micro glitter, which I forgot to mention in that first coat. So you can see it gets pretty much opaque in two coats, and there's quite a bit of depth there. The base is almost like a jelly. It's not quite a jelly, so you get a lot of layering because of that, so you can kind of see through the purple to see the glitter in the first coat as well as in the second coat. So that is two coats of Merry Midnight. So this polish I am going to keep for now. This is a polish that I want to wear in the next couple of months and see how much I wear it, just because I do love it and it's such a pretty color and it's so unique, but I haven't worn it very often in the last couple of years. So this is going to be a keep dependent on how much use it gets in the next, I'm probably going to say 6 months. This polish is called Every Month is Oktoberfest. This was from the Germany collection, and this was my favorite color from that collection. This is the most beautiful rusty shimmer in a purple base, and it is, in theory, very, very similar to a Chanel color in Taboo. They're very different colors on the nail, but It is one of the most pretty colors, and it's the only color that I think I have that is similar, again, in theory, to that Chanel color. You can see how opaque it is in one coat. It's essentially a one coat nail polish. I always do 2 coats with this one, so I'm gonna do 2 coats with this just because I think the shimmer comes out better in 2 coats, but that is one coat, and you can see just how much coverage you get with this nail polish. This is the second coat of Every Month is Oktoberfest. And at this angle that you guys are seeing it, it probably just looks really dark and purple and almost black, but I promise the shimmer is much stronger with 2 coats, and it is fully opaque with 2 coats. So that is the second coat of Every Month is Oktoberfest. So this polish I am going to keep. It's one of my favorite OPIs, and I wear it a lot in the fall, and it's so pretty, and although it's very similar to the Chanel, I like both. So that is Every Month is Oktoberfest. So this is Eye Break for Manicures. I believe this was from that Touring America collection that came out with Roadhouse Blues. This is a cream polish that is a really dusty purple shade. This is fairly opaque in one coat, actually. It's sort of like the darker sister, like purple cousin of You Don't Know Jacques by OPI. So yeah, that is one coat. I'm gonna go in now with the second coat of Eye Break for Manicures, and I don't have very much to say about this. It's a really easy polish to work with. It's opaque in 2 coats. Very chic, very fall, and very popular for the fall. I feel like this collection had a ton of those like dustier toned colors that was perfect for that sort of chic fall look. Yeah, I don't have very much to say about it, but yeah, it's a really easy polish to work with and really pretty. So that is 2 coats of Eye Break for Manicures. So I'm going to keep this for now, but I am going to compare it to all of the other sort of dusty purples that I have from other brands. I have one from Chanel, I have one from China Glaze, I have a couple from Zoya, and even a couple from OPI. So this is going to be, again, compared just as an overall color between different brands before I decide to destash it or not. This is in the color Have You Seen My Limo, and I genuinely don't remember what collection this was from, but I think I saw a swatch somewhere and thought it was super pretty, and then ordered it off an e-tailer. I think that's how it became a part of my collection. But it is a sort of metallic purple with a duochrome running through it. It's mostly sheer in one coat, but you can see pretty nicely what sort of color base it has. So yeah, it builds up really nicely. I'm going to go in now with the second coat of Have You Seen My Limo, and this deepens up the base a little bit. It gives it a little bit more of a metallic shine to it, and the duochrome comes out really nicely. Again, you can't really see it in this angle, but when I show you the full swatch, it is much easier to see. Again, I kind of can't remember how I came across owning this nail polish. So this polish I am going to keep again to see if I wear it within the next 6 months. I really like the way this polish looks. I think it's really unique, and it's a polish that I feel like not a lot of people who collect OPI know about, or at least talk about. So yeah, this is going to be in the let's see if I wear it pile. This polish is called I'm in the Moon for Love. This was from the Starlight collection, I believe. And this is a berry toned purple base with a shimmer running through it. It actually has decent color coverage in that first coat, and it applies pretty smooth. It's a little bit, it's not as saturated of a berry, or a berry tone, I guess. It has a little bit of a sort of dusty feel to it. So that is the first coat of I'm in the Moon for Love. So I'm going to go now with the second coat of I'm in the Moon for Love. And this covers fully in 2 coats. This would actually make a really beautiful fall nail polish, had I remembered that I had it in the fall, and is a pretty wearable color, I think, for most people. It's pretty office appropriate color-wise, in my opinion. It's not too bright of a purple, and it's not too dark, and it's not like super, super sparkly. So that is 2 coats of I'm in the Moon for Love. So this polish I am going to destash because I have a lot of purples like this, and I need to start getting rid of them. I do love the sort of mid-tone berry purples. I personally like it when berry toned purples are a little bit more saturated, so this one is going to be destashed. So this polish is called The One That Got Away. This was from the Katy Perry collection. This is a magenta glass fleck, super, super pretty. Something that I feel like not a lot of people talked about from that collection just because it had the black shatter and it had Teenage Dream, and I just feel like it didn't get a ton of attention, but it is very, very pretty. At the first coat, you can see it's very pink and it has a little bit of sparkle in it. It's a little bit sheer, but it does build up pretty well. I'm gonna go now with the second coat of The One That Got Away, and this gets fully opaque in 2 coats. Very, very pink, very, very sparkly, and not a polish that I've worn very often, although I do really like it. It's very similar to Zoya's Allegra. So that is 2 coats of The One That Got Away by OPI. So this one, again, I'm going to keep just to compare to some of the other glass flecks that I have, especially the pink glass flecks. So that is The One That Got Away from OPI. So this polish is called All That Razzberry. I'm not entirely sure how this came into my collection again. It has the exclusive Pro Wide Brush label on the handle, so I think it's an older OPI, but this is a very bright, or I guess very saturated, berry toned, almost purple. I think it's still kind of on the fuchsia side of things, and it is not super opaque in 1 coat, but it definitely does seem like it'll build up pretty well. So that's the first coat of All That Razzberry. I'm gonna go in now with the second coat of All That Razzberry, and it's actually opaque in 2 coats, and there goes some nail polish, and it actually builds up pretty nicely. It's pretty easy to work with. So yeah, that is 2 coats of All That Razzberry. So this polish is also going to be kept just for comparison's sake to see from other brands like Zoya or Essie what colors that I have similar to this and what I'm going to keep and destash. So the last color today is called Divine Swine, and this is from the Muppets collection, the first Muppets collection again. Very similar to the other glitters that I've showed you already from this collection. This just has the purple toned, like berry purple toned micro glitter with the silver hex, and like the other ones, it has a pretty good glitter pickup, but it's not nowhere near opaque in 1 coat. I am going to do just 2 coats of this because, you know, it's a pretty self-explanatory nail polish. I'm going to go now with the second coat of Divine Swine, and this adds a lot more glitter, but again, it doesn't get opaque, but you guys have seen a couple of these nail polishes from this collection, so I don't think I need to do 3 coats to show you what it looks like when it's fully opaque. So that is the second coat of Divine Swine. So this polish I am going to destash. I just don't use it very often like the other Muppet collection chunky glitters. And so yeah, this is going to be destashed, and this is Divine Swine. So that is this week's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, if you could subscribe, that would totally make my day. And then otherwise, I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you guys soon.